Instead of kneeling before the alien Empress, he looked her in the eye. Elias Marlowe stepped into the throne hall's vaulted expanse. Towering obsidian pillars flanked the path, etched with glowing runes that pulsed like veins. He halted 5 paces from the line of kneeling ambassadors. Their foreheads touched the polished floor. Silk robes pooled around them. Every ambassador knelt, until the human met the Empress's stare and didn't move. Empress Vera Cal loomed on her throne of fused crystal and bone. Her scales shimmered iridescent under the dome's light. 4 arms rested on armrests carved into predator claws. Golden eyes locked onto Elias. They narrowed. Captain Annika Rowe flanked him, one hand near her concealed stun baton. Her posture screamed readiness without a twitch. Archivist interpreter Talon Erix hovered at Elias' elbow. The alien's frilled crest quivered. "Envoy Marlowe," Talon whispered, "the protocol demands prostration. All prior missions complied." Elias ignored him. He straightened his formal tunic. Treaty seals gleamed on his chest. He met Vera's gaze head-on. "Empress Vera Cal, sovereign of the Cal Dominion," Elias said. His voice carried clear, steady. No translator needed for the opening rite. Human envoys memorized it. "I bring greetings from United Human Worlds. We seek renewed trade pacts and mutual defense against the Void Swarm. Humanity stands ready to prove our sincerity." Silence crashed down. Ambassadors peeked up, spines rigid. Guards in segmented armor shifted, claws scraping stone. High Chancellor Soren Vel uncoiled from his dais beside the throne. His robes whispered like serpents. "Insolence," Soren barked. "You mock our customs, Terran, kneel or face expulsion." 2 guards lumbered forward. Their pikes hummed with energy fields. Annika tensed. Her fingers brushed her baton. Elias didn't flinch. "High Chancellor, Article 7 of the Parity Accords, ratified last cycle, grants envoy status equal to Dominion nobility. Kneeling denotes vassalage. Humanity kneels to no sovereign but our own elected councils." Talon's crest flared in panic. He leaned in. "Envoy, the clause is, interpreted loosely here, they expect gesture," Soren sneered. "Parity, you insects scramble for scraps from our table. Guards, compel him." The guards closed in. Pikes lowered. Elias raised a hand. "Not in surrender, in signal." Annika stepped forward. She planted herself between Elias and the nearest guard. "Stand down," she said flatly, her voice cut through the hum. No fear, just fact. The guard hesitated. His pike wavered. Vera's upper arms twitched. A low hiss filled the hall. All eyes snapped to her. "High Chancellor," Vera rumbled. Her voice echoed like grinding stone. "Recall your hounds." Soren froze. "Majesty, now." Guards retreated. Pikes powered down. Elias lowered his hand. Annika eased back, eyes still scanning. Vera leaned forward. Her lower arms drummed the throne. "Terran, you cite parity yet refuse reciprocity. What gesture do you offer if not knee and brow?" Elias nodded once. "A human custom, Empress. We offer clasp of equals." He extended his right hand, palm up, open, unarmed. "It binds words to honor. No blood, no submission, just trust forged in grip." Murmurs rippled through the court. Talon translated furiously for the outer ranks, crest limp with shock. Soren's scales darkened. "A barbaric touch, unhygienic." Vera silenced him with a glare. She rose. The throne hall held its breath. Her towering frame descended the steps. Scales rasped softly. She stopped. Arms reached from Elias. Golden eyes bored into him. Up close, her presence crushed like gravity. 4 arms flexed. Elias held steady, hand out. Vera's primary right arm extended. Claws retracted fully. Her palm, rough, warm, met his, grip firm, not crushing, testing. The clasp locked. Energy crackled, not literal, cultural. Courtiers gasped. Ambassadors gawked from the floor. Vera released first. "Bold Terran." "But words are wind. Sincerity demands proof." She turned to the hall. "Court is summoned to the Crucible Arena at dawn cycle. Envoy Marlowe will face the test of resolve, publicly." Soren's eyes gleamed. "An excellent notion, Majesty. The full ritual, modified." Vera cut in. "No blades, human rules." Elias' pulse quickened. He knew the Crucible, a Dominion trial by ordeal, fire pits. Illusion veils, endurance puzzles laced with pain inducers. Aliens broke or bent. Humans adapted. Annika's jaw tightened. She shot Elias a look ready. He gave a micronod. Talon stammered. "Envoy, the test claims 1 in 5 challengers, even nobles." "Prepare translations," Elias said. "We'll need them precise." Vera watched him, a flicker in her eyes, curiosity, respect. She waved dismissal. The court erupted in whispers as Elias turned. Annika fell in step. Talon trailed, crest fluttering. Soren sidled close as they exited. "Enjoy your night, Terran. The crucible devours presumption." Elias met the Chancellor's gaze. "It devours the unprepared Chancellor." Humanity packs light. Outside the hall, cavernous corridors branched under bioluminescent vines. Annika scanned shadows. "That was no slip, sir. Soren pushed hard. He's angling for our failure." Elias nodded. "Noted, pull mission logs on crucible variants." Talon doctrinal footnotes on modified tests. Talon bobbed his head. "Yes, Envoy, but why refuse the Neil protocol? Protocol evolves," Elias said. "Treaty parity isn't ink, it's action." They reached the Envoy wing. Human guards saluted at the doors, compact, alert, human standard gear meshed with Dominion scanners. Inside, Annika activated holomaps. Arena layout, 3 rings, outer balance beams over pits, middle riddle locks under stress veils, inner endurance gauntlet. Elias paced. Stress veils induce fear hallucinations. Dominion physiology amplifies it. Talon projected texts. Correct, Cal nerves overload faster than weight. His frills perked. Human neurodocs note resilience, adrenaline buffers, Annika smirked. We call it grit. Soren's scheme crystallized. Keep humans manageable, underestimate, then crush publicly. War trigger if Elias failed. Not today. Dawn cycle broke. Arena crowds roared from tiered seats. Holographic banners swirled. QAL eternal. Elias entered the outer ring. Sand grated under boots. No armor, treaty rules, envoy neutral. Vera watched from the Imperial box. Soren beside her, smug, first trial, balance over flame pits. Beams narrowed to razor width, heat-warped air. Elias stepped on, crowd hushed, he walked, steady. Human vestibular sense locked in. No wobble, pit flames licked up, a lesser species would sway, he crossed. Clean, middle ring, riddle locks. Veils descended, shadowy claws, phantom stings. Hallucinations clawed his mind, swarm ships gutting colonies, lost squadrons. Elias breathed, focused. Human training compartmentalized, lock 1, glyph puzzle, Dominion logic nonlinear, he traced patterns, click, 2, 3, veils thickened, pain lanced nerves, sweat beaded, he ignored it, solved the last. Crowd murmured, inner gauntlet, endurance. Weighted chains, pressure fields crushed air. Runes pulsed fatigue toxins. Elias pushed, legs burned, vision blurred, 1 foot, then the next. He broke the finish line, collapsed to knees but not prostrate. Rose, arena exploded, Vera stood, 4 arms raised. The Terran prevails, Soren's face twisted. Elias straightened, met her eyes across the sand. She signaled him up, court parted. "Envoy Marlowe," Vera said as he approached. "Your grit intrigues, trade pacts proceed on parity." Clasp again, firmer. Soren slunk back. Annika grinned from the sidelines. Talon beamed. "Inconvenient truths, indeed." Elias nodded. Mutual Elias extended his hand across the polished obsidian table. "The raw language draft of the welcome oath, please, before I sign." Talon Irix blinked his multifaceted eyes. The archivist interpreter fumbled with a data slate, 4 fingers tapping nervously. Court attendance froze. High Chancellor Soren Vel leaned forward from his perch beside Empress Vera Cal, mandibles clicking in irritation. "Envoy Marlowe," Soren drawled, voice smooth as old venom. "The translated version suffices, standard protocol." Elias kept his palm open. "Protocol allows review in original Dominion script, Article 47 of the Interstellar Accord." Captain Annika Rowe shifted at his flank, her posture a silent wall. She scanned the chamber. Towering pillars etched with conquest glyphs, alien nobles in iridescent robes whispering behind clawed hands. Vera watched from her throne dais, 4 arms folded, golden eyes unreadable. Talon cleared his throat ridges. He slid the slate forward. "As requested, honored envoy." Elias scanned the glowing runes, Dominion orthography twisted like living vines, deceptive at first glance. He traced the welcome clause. There, the pivot word. "Jacfer." Talon leaned in. "Permit recitation." At Elias' nod, the interpreter intoned the passage, voice modulating through subharmonics. "By this oath, I, Elias Marlowe of Terra, enter as Jacfer of the Eternal Dominion, bound to the will of Empress Vera Cal." He paused. Compound eyes widened. "Jacfer it renders as guest in galactic standard, but in full context. Property," Elias finished. He met Talon's gaze. "Chattel under Imperial claim, yielded to the throne's discretion." Gasps rippled through the hall. Soren surged to his feet, robes flaring. Absurdity. A translation nuance. "Sign or forfeit the audience charter?" Elias ignored him. He activated his wrist recorder, projecting the Oath's lexicon overlay. Human forensic linguistics software hummed, cross-referenced against Dominion legal archives smuggled via black market drops. Jakvar derives from Virak, ritual servant. Legal precedent, Treaty of Crellies 2247, substituted with Shenver for neutral guest status without voiding clauses. He swapped the glyph on the slate. One precise stroke, recorded, time-stamped. Soren's faceplates flushed violet. Tampering, the charter dissolves now, leave as exiles or worse. Annika's hand brushed her concealed stunner. Elia's waved her back. High Chancellor, escalate to the Empress, public arbitration, she rules. Vera's throne hummed. She rose, towering a meter above Elia's, her exoskeletal frame gleaming under chamber lights. 4 arms gestured, 2 commanding silence, 2 beckoning the slate. Approach, Terran, explain this. Adjustment. Elia stepped forward, slate in hand. The court encircled them, nobles' claws tapping, air thick with pheromone tension. Up close, Vera's aura pressed like gravity, pheromones laced with dominance markers. Human baselines registered it as mild vertigo. He locked his stance. Your radiance, Elia said evenly. The oath binds humanity as equals in trade. Jakvar invokes ownership rights, historical tool for vassal integration. Shenver maintains welcome without subjugation. Precedent holds. Soren interjected, voice slicing. Insolence. Terrans proved grit in the gauntlet, not jurisprudence. The word honors submission to proven might. Vera's primary eyes fixed on Elia's. She accepted the slate, mandibles parting to scan the change. Talon hovered, translating subvocally for her. Silence stretched. A lesser diplomat would sweat. Elia's breathed steady, protocol as shield. High Chancellor, Vera rumbled at last. Your draft employs Jakvar in 17 prior envoys' oaths, all signed without protest. Soren stiffened. They comprehended honor, radiance. Or lacked scrutiny. Vera's secondary arms flexed, projecting the lexicon. Terran's substitution aligns. Shenver guessed unbound yet accountable, parity as pledged post-gauntlet. Murmurs erupted. Soren's mandibles ground. Radiance this undermines. Enough. Vera's voice cracked like thunder. She inscribed her seal beside Elia's alteration. The oath stands amended. Sign Envoy Marlowe. Elias pressed his thumbprint. The slate chimed acceptance. Court datanets updated instantly. Public record now. Vera extended 2 arms for the ritual clasp. Her grip tested, crushing pressure from servo muscles. Elias matched it, human sinew holding without strain. Augmented training, neural implants from the service kept his bones intact. Welcome as Shenver Elias Marlowe, she said. Golden eyes gleamed approval. Trade conclave begins at dawn dusk. Prepare. Soren slunk to the shadows, signaling attendance. Annika exhaled silently, her grin flashing as they withdrew. But Elias caught it, a flicker in Talon's posture. The interpreter lingered, data slate clutched tight. Envoy, that word swap, it exposes more. Soren's archives reference Jakvar as leverage for prior concessions, hidden tariffs, resource grabs. Elias nodded once. Noted, forward the files. Talon hesitated, then transmitted. A ping confirmed. As they exited the chamber, Annika murmured, Soren's plotting round 2. I read his pheromones, betrayal sent. Expected. Elias reviewed the incoming data on his cuff display. Buried clauses, human tech patents rerouted to Dominion shell firms. Soren's profit web, dawn dusk loomed. Conclave halls awaited, negotiation pits where words became weapons. Elias squared his shoulders. Mutual respect demanded vigilance. They entered the envoy wing, stark stone vaults retrofitted with human ergonomics. Annika sealed the blast door. Debrief, Elias projected the oath slate. Vera arbitrated fair, but Soren's threat to void, bluff. He needs our antimatter blueprints too badly. Annika snorted. Underestimates our prep. I clocked 3 assassins in the crowd, neutralized their sightlines. Talon's transmission deepened. Manifests of Jakvar envoys, species broken, assets stripped. Humans dodged that noose. Elias cross-checked against service intel. Patterns emerged. Soren funneled gains to fringe warlords, destabilizing borders for his climb. A chime interrupted. Vera's seal, personal summons, private audience, conclave prelude. Annika's eyes narrowed. Trap. Opportunity. Elias donned his formal sash, Terran blue, edged in alloy thread. She tests resolve, we prove it bends, doesn't break. They traversed service corridors, Annika scouting ahead. Imperial Palace pulsed, conduits humming with plasma flows, walls veined in bioluminescent fungi. Guards parted without challenge, oaths weight now carried. Vera awaited in an antechamber, low-lit cushions strewn like battlefields. No Soren. She gestured Elias to sit cross-legged. Annika posted at the threshold. Terran, Vera poured nectar from a crystal ewer tart synaptic enhancer. Your vigilance amuses. Soren schemes for my throne's shadow. You appended his script. Elias sipped, neurons sharpened. Diplomacy thrives on clarity, radiance. Obfuscation breeds war. Her laugh rumbled, subsonics vibrating his ribs. Bold, Dominion yields to strength. Gauntlet showed yours. Now truth, Soren hoards your fusion patents. I countermand if Pact holds parity. Elias leaned forward. Countermand publicly, expose his web. Humanity shares tech, mutual gain. Vera's arms wove thought gestures. Risky court fractures. Worth it, he projected Talon's data. These tariffs, they starve your rim worlds. Our agrotech stabilizes them, she scanned. Mandibles parted in calculation. You read our fractures. Observation. Elias met her gaze, no flinch, a pause, then agreed public decree at conclave, but one demand your grit trains my vanguard, human endurance unmatched. Elias considered. Service protocols allowed exchange. Elias stepped into the right circle, the chamber's plasma vents hissing steam that beaded on his skin. Courtiers lined the obsidian ring, their multifaceted eyes glinting under bioluminescent arches. High Chancellor Soren Vell stood at the forefront, mandibles clicking in anticipation. He extended a chain emblem forged from iridescent alloy, symbol of submission, heavy with ritual barbs that drew symbolic blood. Elias halted. He met Soren's gaze. No chain. Gasps rippled through the court. Soren's arms froze mid-gesture. Terran insolence defiles the right, accept or forfeit audience. Annika shifted at the circle's edge, her hand near her concealed stunner. Elias signaled her subtly, stand down. Captain Rowe read threats like maps she held. Empress Vera Cal observed from her dais, throne woven from neural vines that pulsed with her heartbeat. Her forearms rested poised, claws retracted but ready. Elias drew a slim case from his tunic. He snapped it open. Inside gleamed a human diplomatic token, a data crystal etched with United Terran Accord seals, projecting holographic trade ledgers in real time. Equal exchange under court witness. Humanity offers this contract. Review it, the crystal hummed. Projections bloomed, fusion patents released, agrotech shipments for rimworlds, joint security pacts against pirate enclaves. Figures scrolled, verifiable yields, zero obfuscation. Soren recoiled. Ritual demands fealty first, this mockery. Vera silenced him with a raised claw. She descended the dais, vines parting like water. Her presence filled the circle, subsonic pheromones thickening the air. Archivist interpreter Talon Erix trailed her, datapad flickering as he cross-referenced Elias' terms. Terran, Vera rumbled, voice layering harmonics that vibrated Elias' teeth. You refuse the chain, bold, but Dominion protocol tests the weak. Admit it, humanity kneels to greater powers. Your worlds spin fragile tech borrowed from our archives. Elias held her stare. No flinch. Radiance words prove nothing, terms do, he tapped the projection. Fusion patents, your rimworlds gain 40% energy surplus. Our agrotech, famine ends on Cal 7. Security pacts, shared sensor nets detect Krell raiders before they strike. Parity, not pride. Courtiers murmured. Talon leaned to Vera, whispering. Verifiable, Empress, human yields match projections, no inflation. Vera circled Elias, her tail coiling near his feet. You evade, Dominion crushes inferiors. Your grit endures pain but strategy. We weave empires while you scramble. Elias nodded to the hollow. Strategy in action. Last cycle, human convoys delivered 2 million tons of stabilizer enzymes to your outer stations. No loss to storms. Your fleets couldn't match that haul. A courtier hissed. Soren seized the opening. He glided forward, robes swirling plasma trails. Empress, this Terran perverts right into bazaar. Invoke trial negotiation. Let hostile observers judge his parity. Vera paused, her mandibles parted in calculation. Granted, observers select 5. Soren's arms wove signals. 5 courtiers stepped forward, hardliners, their pheromones sour with distrust. One, a fleet admiral with scarred chitin, snarled. Human claims empty, test endurance, simulate Krell blockade. Annika tensed. Elias caught her eye, patience. He addressed Vera. Trial accepted, but witnesses verify data live. Talon activated his pad, links synced to Imperial nets. Projections expanded, real-time feeds from Terran freighters docking at Cal outposts, cargo bays unloading under drone cams. The Admiral lunged at the hollow, claws scraping air. Fabrication, our sensors show shortfalls. Check your own logs, Elias said. Cross-reference code Terradom Alpha 7. Talon complied, his pad beeped affirm. Confirmed, deliveries exceeded quota by 12%. Courtiers shifted. Vera's eyes narrowed, intrigued. Soren's mandibles ground audibly. Next test, a trade minister demanded. Economic parity, your tech primitive, fusion from our scraps. Elias swiped the projection. Schematics unfolded, human-modified reactors, efficiency boosted 25% via adaptive shielding. Modifications ours, tested in your gauntlet sims, share schematics now or tariffs persist. The minister recoiled. Vera's tail flicked approval. Soren pressed. Endurance claim hollow. Empress demand the chain or blood right. Vera waved him off. Silence, Chancellor, Terran plays clean, she faced Elias. Your attaché watches like predator, she enforces limits. Annika met Vera's gaze evenly. Elias spoke for her. Captain Rowe secures the pact, mutual. Vera hummed, subsonics probing. Trial proceeds. Final observer, you Soren, propose snare. Soren smirked. Strategic trap. Humans hoard navigation cores, demand full disclosure or deem inferior. Elias anticipated. He slotted a secondary crystal. Navcore blueprints bloomed, annotated with Dominion integrations. Disclosed, optimized for your warp lanes, reduces drift by 18%. Talon verified. Authentic, revolutionary lattice, we missed this. The court erupted in whispers. The Admiral's scars flushed. Impossible. Humans blind to our manifolds. Observed your drifts, Elias said. Adjusted. Vera loomed closer, pheromones shifting, curiosity laced with respect. You read fractures without chains, why refuse ritual? Ritual binds, contracts endure, Soren interjected. Deception. Observers vote inferiority. 4 observers hesitated. The Admiral growled assent, but the trade minister raised a claw. Data compels, parity holds. Talon nodded. Truth aligns. 2 more shifted. Soren paled. Vera raised her arms. Trial concludes. Terran token accepted. Chain withdrawn. Courtiers bowed. Soren's claws dug into his robes. Elias extended his hand. Vera clasped it firm, equal. Conclave decree, patents free, tariffs void, human trainers for Vanguard. Annika exhaled silently. Elias felt the chamber's pulse sink, tension easing. But Soren sidled near Vera, whispering urgently. Her gaze hardened. As attendants cleared the circle, Talon approached Elias. You appended doctrine, court fractures now, Soren's web unravels. Elias nodded. Clarity breeds allies. Vera summoned him to the dais. One more. Private terms? Soren watched from shadows, eyes burning. Annika murmured at Elias' ear. He's plotting countermove, we move as one. Elias followed Vera. The real negotiation ignited. Soren thrust the ornate peace chalice forward. Golden filigree swirled around its crystal bowl, filled with shimmering violet liquid. Ambassador Marlowe, he intoned, voice amplified across the grand hall. Seal our accord. Drink to Empress Vera's eternal reign. The court records every drop. Elias eyed the chalice. Cameras hummed from hovering drones. Thousands of alien courtiers leaned in, their scaled faces taut with expectation. Pheromones thickened the air, anticipation laced with hunger. Vera watched from her dais, unblinking. Annika's hand shot out. She snatched the chalice midair, fingers clamping like a vice. Scan first, she said flatly, her wrist gauntlet word to life. A blue beam swept the cup, analyzing in seconds. Soren recoiled. Insolence, this is ritual, not suspicion. Protocol, Annika replied. She held the chalice steady, ignoring his glare. Elias noted her stance, feet planted, body shielding him without flourish. The scan beeped. Annika's eyes narrowed. Elevated neurotoxins, trace paralytics, non-lethal but debilitating. Gasps rippled through the hall. Soren's scales flushed crimson. Lies human devices fabricate? Elias raised a hand. Calm cut the chaos. High Chancellor, we decline the drink. He met Soren's gaze evenly. Propose this, seal a sample, exchange for mutual lab verification. Transparency builds trust. Vera's pheromones shifted. Sharp curiosity pierced the tension. Courtiers murmured. Drones captured every angle. Talon stepped forward, his interpreter's robes rustling. He interfaced his tablet with Annika's gauntlet. Data streamed to the official archive feed. Confirmed, Talon announced. His voice echoed hall-wide. Contamination marker synthetic paralytic keyed to mammalian neuroreceptors. Logged immutable, Soren snarled. Talon, you betray doctrine. Truth serves the archive, Talon said. He tapped final confirmation. The feed locked public eternal. Vera rose. Her presence silenced the hall. Inquiry launches. Isolate Soren's faction. Guards moved like shadows, herding Soren's allies from the chamber. Soren spat defiance but complied, claws flexing. Elias exhaled. The air cleared slightly. Vera descended the dais steps, her armored gown whispering against marble. She stopped inches from him. You anticipated poison in peace. Prepared for variables, Elias said. Ritual or not. Her mandibles clicked, amusement, respect. Humans chain nothing to fate. Bold, she gestured to attendants. Samples sealed, yours verifies first. Annika handed over a tamper-proof vial. Vera's lab techs swarmed it, drones broadcasting results. Clean. Their reciprocal sample arrived moments later. Elias' portable analyzer confirmed the match toxin absent in baseline, present in the chalice. Match, Elias declared. The hall exhaled collectively. Soren's faction lingered at the edges, whispering furiously. One slipped a data slate to a guard. Annika spotted it, signaled subtly. Elias filed it away. Vera turned to the court. Accord holds, patents flow, tariffs dissolve. Cheers erupted, cautious at first, then thunderous. She faced Elias. Private conclave now. Annika fell in step behind. Talon trailed, tablet glowing. They entered a side chamber, obsidian walls, holographic maps pulsing with warp lanes. Vera sealed the door. No guards, just them. Soren schemes for war footing, Vera said. Her voice dropped, pheromones honest now, steel and smoke. He blocks human integration, profits from tariffs. Elias nodded. We offer more than tech, trainers for your vanguard, joint patrols on contested lanes. Annika added, our security doctrine, adapt, don't submit. Vera's eyes gleamed. Show me. Elias activated his wrist projector. A sim unfolded, human-alien fleet maneuvers. Human ships wove through fractures, stabilizing drifts mid-battle. Alien heavies anchored the line, plasma barrages carving paths. Your vessels dance chaos, Vera murmured. Ours crush it. Combined, we own it, Elias said. Talon interfaced. Lattice integration viable, drift reduction 28% projected. A chime interrupted. Vera's comm lit. Report. Inquiry preliminary, a voice crackled. Chalice sourced from Soren's private stores. Intent, subdue, not kill, force, ritual submission. Vera's claws tightened. Expand scope, all factions. She cut the line, turned to Elias. Soren misread you, underestimated. Humans negotiate equals, Elias replied. Power meets competence. Outside, shouts echoed. Annika tensed. Disturbance. Vera waved it off. Handled. She extended a claw, not a clasp, but an offer. Elias mirrored with his hand, grip locked, equal pressure. Terms, trainers embed tomorrow, joint command structure. Agreed, Elias said. With veto rights both sides. Her mandibles parted, laughter rare, shrewd. Talon logged it, hollow contract sealed, the door hissed open. Soren stood there, flanked by guards, his eyes burned. Empress, the observers demand. Observers dismissed, Vera snapped. Your web phrase, Chancellor. Soren's gaze flicked to Elias, venom. Humans poison alliances. Annika stepped forward. Try it, see. Soren backed away. Guards escorted him out. Vera dismissed the court with a gesture. Drones powered down. Rest, conclave resumes dawn. Soren's trial exposes more. Elias bowed slightly, not submission, acknowledgement. We stand ready. As they exited, Talon pulled Elias aside. Archive floods with queries. Humans rewrite protocols. Annika scanned the corridor. Clear. But Soren's not done. Elias felt the shift. Hallways buzzed quieter now, courtiers nodding as they passed. Whispers followed. The unbowed envoy. They reached human quarters, secure. Annika bolted the door. Debrief. Chalice was bait, Elias said. Force error or submission. Annika nodded. Scan right. Vera pivoted fast. Talon lingered at the threshold. Permission to share unofficial channels stir. Share, Elias said. Truth spreads. Talon bowed, vanished. Night cycled dimmed lights. Elias reviewed holomaps. Warp fractures pulsed, opportunities. Soren's faction maps overlapped suspiciously. Smuggling lanes, Annika monitored feeds. Intruder alert, perimeter. Elias stood. Non-lethal, she grinned faintly. Always. A shadow darted outside. Annika's stunned drone deployed, silent takedown. Captive Soren's aide data slate clutched, interrogation swift. Soren planned cascade, the aide confessed. Poison Chalice first, then frame humans for escalation. Annika relayed to Vera's secure line. Response immediate, detain, full purge. Dawn broke, conclave reconvened. Vera entered alone, no Soren. Chancellor confined, faction dissolved. Court gasped. Elias presented the slate, evidence irrefutable. Vera addressed all. Humans prove worth, integration full. Claws raised in salute, not ritual, genuine. Elias clasped her offered arm, firm. Equal, but as drones captured the moment, a new whisper reached Annika's earpiece. Fleet inbound, Soren loyalists, warp jump now. Vera's eyes met Elias. Test true begins, he nodded. Together, alarms wailed, the hall mobilized, not in panic, precision. Human trainers already en route, aliens deferred to the unbowed. Competence met power, respect ignited. Captain Annika gripped her sidearm. Diplomacy's over, battle stations. Elias followed her lead, the real war brewed, not blades but futures. Soren's last gambit loomed, but humanity stood unbroken. Soren slammed his claw on the dais. Envoy Marlowe insulted her supremacy. He rejected the chalice oath, spat on our sacred bond. Gasps rippled through the conclave hall. Dawnlight pierced the vaulted crystal dome, casting sharp shadows over tiered benches packed with nobles. Elias Marlowe stood at the envoy's podium, unflinching. His human frame, clad in simple black diplomatic tunic, drew every eye. Beside him, Captain Annika Rowe gripped her stun baton, eyes scanning exits. Archivist-interpreter Talon Erix fidgeted at Elias' elbow, scales paling. Expulsion, Soren roared. Strip his credentials, banish the humans before their insolence poisons the Empire. Empress Vera Cal loomed on her throne, her iridescent scales gleaming like forged obsidian. Her multifaceted eyes fixed on Elias unreadable. The court held its breath. Protocol demanded submission, a grovel, a ritual plea. Elias' breath steady, not today. He raised one hand, palm open. High Chancellor, I request the accusation floor. Invoke Evidence Protocol 9. Murmurs erupted. Soren's frills flared in outrage. You dare? This is no human tribunal. Vera's claw tapped once. Silence crashed down. Protocol invoked. Present envoy? Elias nodded to Talon. The interpreter activated his data slate with trembling claws. A hollow projector hummed to life above the central dais. The full court leaned forward, 500 nobles, advisors, guards, first the archived oath audio. Talon's voice filled the hall, crisp from last night's private relay. Chancellor Soren swears by the Void Core, no taint touches the chalice, purity absolute. Then Soren's own rasp overlaid it, time-stamped hours earlier. The humans will drink or face accusation. The court stirred. Elias cued the next file. Contamination log from Annika's security drone. Scanner's word in holographic replay. Microscopic toxin threads weaving into the chalice stem during Soren's blessing touch. Lethal cascade neurotoxin. Empire-grade untraceable without human-grade spectrometers. Soren's scales blanched. Fabrication, human trickery. Vera rose, her voice cut like a blade. Archivist Talon, verify the logs. Talon bowed low, claws clicking on his slate. Majesty, chains intact. Human encryption bypassed my overrides, clean capture. Toxin matches Soren's private labs, oath audio unaltered. She turned to Annika. Captain Rowe, your drone deployed without court sanction? Annika stepped forward, posture ramrod. Perimeter breach detected. Chancellor's aide shadowed us post-oath. Non-lethal takedown. Drone logged all. Vera's eyes narrowed on Soren. Explain the toxin, Chancellor, your labs. Soren's claws scraped stone. A test to prove human frailty. They refused, insulted you. Lies, Talon whispered aside to Elias, barely audible. He planned frame-up. Aide confessed under drone truth serum. Vera pinned Soren. You swore purity. Logs show contamination. Aide's confession, where is he? Detained unlawfully, Soren snarled. Humans poisoned him into delirium? Annika's lips twitched. Elias caught it, her tell for bullshit. Vera signaled guards. 2 hulking enforcers dragged Soren's slate from his robes. Holologs spilled. Cascade orders to loyalist ships. Frame protocols timed to the chalice refusal. Contradictions piled. Soren's frills wilted. Nobles whispered furiously. Procedural override, Soren bellowed, lunging for the dais edge. Article 47, Chancellor veto on foreign evidence. The court froze. Vera's claw hovered. Override would exile Elias on the spot, spark war. Elias spoke first, voice level. Counter, binding arbitration clause, Treaty Annex 3, human evidence admissible if unchallenged by Imperial scan. Scans complete, clean. Talon projected the treaty hollow. Clause glowed, ratified under Vera's seal. Soren's override dissolved like mist. You, human vermin, Soren hissed. Vera's laugh echoed, cold, triumphant. Chancellor confined, faction dissolved, purge begins. Guards seized Soren mid-protest. He thrashed, but enforcers pinned him. The hall erupted in controlled chaos, claws raised not in submission but salute. Elias presented the captured aide's slate. Irrefutable, smuggling lanes, warp fractures exploited for loyalist fleets. Vera scanned it herself. Her eyes met Elias. Humans prove worth, integration full. She extended her arm. Elias clasped it, firm, equal, no bow, no grovel, claws gripped back, genuine respect in the pressure. Drone's word capturing the moment for Empire feeds, cheers swelled. Annika's earpiece crackled. Elias caught her stiffen. She leaned in. Fleet inbound, Soren loyalists warp jump now. Vera's gaze sharpened. Test true begins. Elias nodded. Together. Alarms wailed. The hall mobilized precision, not panic. Human trainers en route from the shuttle bay, already barking orders via comms. Aliens deferred, eyes wide at the seamless shift. Captain Annika gripped her sidearm. Diplomacy's over. Battle stations. Elias followed her lead. Soren's last gambit loomed. Humanity stood unbroken. But as they strode from the dais, Talon tugged Elias' sleeve. Envoy, the Loyalists have warp fractures mapped. Your holomaps from last night, they match exactly. Elias' pulse quickened. Opportunity or trap? He glanced at Vera, now directing fleet vectors with claw gestures. Her nod came, trust earned. Annika sealed the bulkhead behind them. Perimeter secure, drones deploying. A noble approached, scales flushed. Human, you turned our court to yours. Teach us this evidence protocol deeper? Elias smiled faintly. Mutual respect starts with facts. Explosions rocked the outer hull, loyalist probes testing shields. Vera's voice boomed over speakers. All hands, human protocols integrate. Elias Marlowe coordinates strike wing. He didn't hesitate. Annika sync our TAC feed. Talon translate fracture weak points real time. Claws and human fists met in salute. Competence fused with power. Warp alarms screamed. The real war ignited, not in ritual blades, but forged alliances. Elias strapped into the command nook. Screens bloomed, loyalist dreadnoughts blinking in. Soren's voice crackled over hijacked comms. Empress falls, Empire purges the soft. Vera smashed the channel. Counter-strike humans lead vectors. Annika grinned wolfishly. Non-lethal where possible. Elias shook his head. Survivors for trial, facts win wars. Engines thrummed. The fleet surged, aliens awed by human comm under fire. One noble muttered, they don't submit. They command reality. Talon beamed data. Fractures pulsed, smuggling scars turned kill zones. First loyalist ship crumpled, human drone slicing precise. Cheers echoed. Vera clasped Elias' shoulder mid-maneuver. You wield truth as weapon, respect. He met her eyes. Power meets competence, we build. Shields flared, more inbound. The court intrigue bled into stars, dignity unbroken, futures claimed. Annika's scan pinged. Flagship decloaking, Soren aboard. Elias targeted. Boarding teams, bring him alive. Hooks locked. Humans first through the breach, unbowed, unstoppable. Annika's hand slammed the lockdown panel. Troop movement, sir. Armored squads converging on our wing, Soren's colors. Exit sealed. Elias Marlowe straightened from the strategy holomap. His security attaché's eyes burned with battlefield focus. No panic, just facts, he tapped his comm. Talon, confirm protocol, emergency private audience with the Empress. Now. The archivist interpreter's voice crackled back, precise. Affirmative, envoy. Ritual channels bypassed, direct to war room, guards en route. Elias nodded to Annika. Hold here, non-lethals only unless breached. She chambered a stun round, lips tight. He strode out, boots echoing down the marble-veined corridor. Palace alarms hummed low. Shadows shifted, loyal guards peeling back corridors for him. Claws scraped ahead. 2 sentries flanked the war room hatch. They saluted with raised talons, eyes wide at the lone human. Elias met their gaze. Empress Vera, urgent. The hatch hissed open. Vera loomed over a glowing tactical grid, her scaled frame coiled like a storm. War paint streaked her muzzle. High Chancellor Soren hovered at her flank, robes pristine, smile too smooth. Envoy Marlowe. Vera's voice rumbled, gold eyes locking. You demand audience mid-crisis. Elias stepped to the grid. Probes blinked red on the outer hull loyalist tests. Coup in motion, Empress. Soren's squads target my delegation, but we contain without blood. Preserve your legitimacy. Soren's tail flicked. Preposterous. Overzealous security. Quiet. Vera silenced him. Speak your plan, human. Elias traced a finger over the grid. Corridors lit blue. Sting operation, public reception in 1 hour, your scheduled address. I attend as visible bait. Draw them in. Your hidden recorders capture orders. Archivist Talon feeds real-time intercepts. We isolate cells, no shots fired. Traitors confess on your terms. Empire sees strength, not purge chaos. Vera's claws drummed the console. Soren leaned in, feigning concern. Risky. Humans fragile in our rights. Elias ignored him. Competence, not fragility. My team syncs with yours. Annika reads movements like maps. The Empress studied the grid. Her gaze pierced Elias. You walk unbowed into my trap room. Now bait my foes. A low hiss escaped her. Respect edged it. Authorized. Talon rig the feeds. Soren prepare the hall. Soren bowed sharply. As commanded, Majesty. Elias exited first. Annika met him at the wing hatch, rifle slung low. Plan. Bait at reception. You shadow. He checked his formal tunic, human cut, no alien frills, dignity intact. The grand hall thrummed an hour later. Crystal chandeliers cast prismatic fire over scaled nobles. Vera's throne dominated the dais, banners of conquered stars draping walls. Elias stood central among human aides, Talon murmuring translations at his elbow, whispers rippled. The soft skins endure, Claws gestured, eyes underestimated, Vera ascended. Empire gathers, traitors stir, Soren glided forward, voice amplified. Majesty, the humans destabilize, secure them now. His comm chirped private. Elias caught the burst intercepted by Talon. Talon's whisper, orders confirmed, squads inbound. Armored figures melted from side arches. Soren's loyalists, plasma lances low, nobles gasped. Seize the delegation for purity. Elias stood firm, no flinch. Annika's team fanned silent from shadows, stunners primed. Vera's claws gripped thrown arms, recorders word unseen. Soren lunged to Elias' side, feigning arrest. Yield, envoy. Annika's boot hooked his ankle. He sprawled, loyalist guards froze as Talon's feeds projected overhead, hollow of Soren's comm logs. Names scrolled, allied nobles, fleet captains. Purge the soft Empress, install true order. Gasps turned to snarls, Vera rose. High Chancellor exposed. Soren scrambled up, face ashen. Fabrication, human scheme. Silence. Vera's roar shook chandeliers. Guards swarmed, not Soren's, hers. They pinned arms, cuffs snapping. Co-conspirators bolted for exits. Annika's darts dropped 3 clean. Talon's data locked the rest, corridors sealed on hollows. Elias faced Vera amid the chaos. No blood, your record stands. Nobles knelt, murmuring. The human wove the net. One elder nodded to Elias. You command without crowns. Soren spat from custody. Warp fleet inbound. My dreadnoughts decloak now? Alarms wailed. Hull shook, probes slamming shields. Vera smashed a console. War room, all hands. Elias synced his tack pad. Annika, delegation secure. Talon, fracture points. They charged corridors, claws and fists united. Competence met power. The war room hatch sealed behind them. Screens bloomed, loyalist dreadnoughts warping in, Soren's flagship pulsing core. Vera's voice boomed fleet-wide. Human protocols integrate. Elias Marlowe coordinates strike wing. Elias strapped into the command nook. No hesitation. Annika sync tack feed. Talon translate fracture weak points real time. Annika grinned from her station. Claws saluted human side. Warp alarms screamed. Soren's hijack crackled. Empress falls. Empire purges the soft. Vera killed the channel. Counterstrike. Humans lead vectors. Non-lethal where possible? Annika asked. Elias shook his head. Survivors for trial, facts win wars. Engines thrummed, fleet surged. Aliens stared, human comm extraordinary. One noble muttered, they don't submit, they command reality. Talon beamed data. Smuggling scars pulsed as kill zones. First loyalist crumpled, human drone slicing precise. Cheers erupted. Vera clasped Elias' shoulder mid-maneuver. You wield truth as weapon, respect. He met her eyes. Power meets competence, we build. Shields flared, more inbound. Annika pinged. Flagship decloaking, Soren aboard. Boarding teams, Elias ordered. Bring him alive. Hooks locked. Breach teams prepped humans first. Marines in void suits cycled airlock. Elias monitored from Nook heart steady. Annika led point, breaching charges kissing hull. Explosives bloomed silent in vacuum. Inner bulkheads buckled. Stunners flashed corridors. Soren's crew fired wild, plasma scorching walls. Annika vaulted debris. Clear left. Her team zipped lines, tagging foes for containment foam. Talon's voice fed. Bridge ahead. Chancellor cornered. Elias patched through. Soren, surrender, your record damns you. Laughter barked back. Humans die first. Bulkhead shredded. Annika stormed in, stun net deploying. Soren thrashed, caught. Guards hauled him bound. Vera's image flickered on. Prize secured. Fleet yields. Dreadnoughts powered down one by one. Cheers flooded comms. Elias exhaled, delegation safe. Coup crushed, no war spilled, but Soren's glare promised echoes. This changes nothing, more weight in shadows. Annika dragged him past. Shadows break on facts. Vera nodded to Elias. Council convenes, your voice leads. Power shifted, not submission, but alliance forged. Corridors cleared, but stars whispered new threats. Elias scanned feeds. Anomalous signal flickered, hidden fleet. Empress Vera's throne chamber thrummed with assembled nobles. Crystal chimes rang as she slammed her scepter down. Court, attend! Elias Marlowe stood at the delegation's podium, flanked by Annika Rose Marines. Sorenvel knelt in chains at the chamber's center, flanked by Vera's enforcers. The air hummed with tension, ozone from recent shields, the sharp tang of alien incense. Elias kept his gaze level, scanning faces. Whispers rippled. No anomalous signal pinged his wristcom now. False echo. Vera rose, her iridescent scales gleaming under the vaulted lights. High Chancellor Sorenvel stands accused. Treason, conspiracy against the crown, fabricating human threats to hoard power. She unrolled a holographic seal, imperial gold flickering to life. By my seal I strip your office, your estates revert to the throne, your allies scatter. Soren's spines bristled. Empress lies from the soft-skinned envoy. Silence. Vera's voice cracked like thunder. The seal pulsed, broadcasting the decree across the fleet net. Nobles shifted, some nodding, others paling. Soren's head bowed, defeated. Enforcers dragged him toward the vaults. Elias stepped forward, no victory lap. He raised a hand. Empress, gratitude for justice, but this victory belongs to alliance, not one side. Vera's multifaceted eyes fixed on him. Murmurs hushed. Annika tensed beside him, hand near her stun baton. Elias pressed on. Request formal protections for future envoys, human or Cal, safe passage, no deceptions, reciprocal rights across borders. A noble hissed. The human demands? Vera silenced them with a gesture. Bold, why no gloating? Your Marines hold my traitor's neck. Justice binds, Empress, not boasts. Elias met her stare. Protections ensure talks continue. War ends before it sparks. Talon Irix, the archivist interpreter, leaned to Vera, murmuring nuances. She nodded. Agreed. Protections codified. Envoys immune from local intrigues, fleet-wide. Cheers erupted, cautious from humans, surprised from Cal. Annika's shoulders eased a fraction. Vera descended her dais, robes whispering. She stopped inches from Elias, towering yet close. One final test, Envoy Marlowe, kneel, symbol of respect, seal our pact. The court held breath. Nobles leaned in. Soren's distant snarl echoed from the vaults. Annika's fingers twitched. Elias held steady, no flinch. He mirrored her posture, back straight, hand to chest in human salute. Empress, respect flows mutual, no kneel needed, words suffice. Gasps rippled. Vera's spines flared, then smoothed. Defiance. Parity. Elias tapped his datapad. Hollow projected, a treaty draft, clause by clause. Sign this, equals negotiate. Humans guard your flanks, you secure our trade lanes, no rituals, shared power. Vera scanned the text, eyes narrowing. Talon cross-checked translations, nodding approval. Clause 1, mutual defense pacts, no unilateral strikes. Sign, Elias prompted, her claw extended, hovering. Clause 2, envoy sanctuaries, reciprocal. Sign, the court watched, transfixed. One by one, clauses lit green, trade equity, tech shares, border patrols. Vera's claw danced across the hollow, sealing each. Final clause glowed, parity eternal, no hierarchies in council. Done. Vera retracted her claw. Silence shattered into stunned applause. She slammed her scepter. Court dismissed, all but the envoy. Nobles filed out, buzzing. Annika posted guards at the arches. Talon lingered, datapad clutched. Vera stepped down fully level with Elias, no dais, eye to eye. You wield words like blades, human, no kneel, yet respect earned. Elias nodded. Competence meets power, Empress, we build. She extended a claw, not demand, but clasp. He gripped it firm, scales cool against skin. Partners, anomalous signal your feeds caught my scouts confirm. Hidden fleet outer rim, Soren's echoes. Possible. Elias checked his comm. Ping returned, weak signature accelerating. Joint response? Vera's eyes gleamed. Yes, your Marines lead boarding my dreadnought's flank. Annika patched in. Prep teams, sir, vectors locked, Talon bowed. Translations ready, human idioms efficient. Elias released the clasp, alliance sealed. But the signal strengthened, hostiles inbound. Shadows stirred again, Vera turned to her console. Fleet, Vector, Delta, humans integrate. Marines double-timed from the chamber. Elias followed, stride matching hers. No kneel, treaty in hand, stars beckoned with teeth. Shields hummed up, alarms whooped distant. Annika vaulted a railing, barking orders. Breach kits hot, Elias stay central. He nodded, eyes on scopes. Bogies decloaked, sleek raiders, Soren's mark, 20 strong. Vera's voice boomed fleet-wide. Engage protocols. Humans dictate terms. Plasma lanced void. Elias plotted intercepts, fingers flying. Cal gunners synced, precision fire blooming. One raider shredded. Flankers incoming, Annika reported. Counterboard, Elias ordered. Shuttles launched, Marines dropping mag lines. Vera watched beside him, approving. Your comm infects. Raiders scattered. Human stunners netted bridges. Captures piled. Soren's lieutenants spilling names. Last bogey fled. Vera's interceptors pursued. Elias exhaled. Network crumbling. Not yet, Vera pointed. New ping deeper black. Massive shadow uncoiling. Annika growled. Flag carrier big one. Talon paled. Unknown signature beyond Soren. Vera gripped her scepter. Alliance proves now. Elias signaled ready. Humans and Cal shoulder to scaled shoulder, treaty tested in fire. Shields buckled under first salvo. Breach teams prepped. War's echo roared back.